What's going on, YouTube family? Finally back with another video. I've been meaning to make this video for a while, but I never found the time. So it's 2 a.m. in the morning, and I don't know. I've been going through a lot, and it felt like time to make another video. So today, I wanted to talk about learning from your past mistakes and how it equates to living a better life and becoming more spiritually active. So, with all my videos, I try to give you firsthand accounts of my life and the things that I went through, so you'll have a point of reference to the message that I'm trying to convey. So, learning from your past mistakes. There are a lot of stubborn people in the world, a lot of hard-headed people, a lot of hard-hearted people, uh, a lot of people that don't see the error of their ways. And a big part of living a more spiritual life, a more positive life, and bringing positive energy into your life is learning from the error of your ways, learning from your past mistakes. Now, I'm not a bad off person. Like, I have my own house. I just got a new car last October, but I had a car before then, and I had two other cars before that car. Now, they were some lemons, which, if you don't know what a lemon is, they were bad cars. But at that moment, when I had them, like, I had them. Like, I was gonna say, like, they got me from point A to point B, but they were so bad that I never got a chance to really just drive them from point A to point B. So it was from point A to point A. But the point is that I had them. I still was able to say that I had my own. And I can wholeheartedly say, I can definitely say that everything that I have now, that I wouldn't have it without the Most High. I wouldn't have it if I wasn't so blessed. I'm blessed to have everything that I have. And yes, I have what I have because I had a support system. I have a support system. Like my family, my mother and my father, and sometimes my uncles and my aunts and my grandparents. But even knowing that, I never used that as a crutch to be like, oh, I'm just gonna go fuck off my money. I'm just gonna do me. I'm not gonna work, and I'm not gonna worry about these bills because I know somebody gonna pay it for me or somebody gonna give me the money for it. I've never done that. Since I graduated high school, I've been working. I've been working since I was 18. I've been working at the same job since I was 18. I've moved up since then and started making more money. But the point is that I've done what I have to do to get my life together, or I've done what I have to do to make sure that my bills are paid and make sure that the lifestyle that I want to live, I can live it without having to depend on others. And I'm not saying that to say that I live a lavish lifestyle or anything like that, or even that I want to live a lavish lifestyle, because I don't. If you know me, the people that do know me, they know that I could care less about material things. I don't care for material things. I don't care about clothes. I don't care about shoes. I don't care about jewelry. I don't care about any of that. Like, I don't care about having new things. Like, the only reason that I even got the new car is because I wrecked my old car. And it wasn't that bad off. It wasn't that bad to where I couldn't drive it. It just was messed up in the back on the bumper. And I could have kept it, but I had a family member that, you know what I'm saying, he was going through some things, and I tried to help him out and do the right thing, do the righteous thing, which was to give him the car. So that's the only reason I got me a new car. And I'm paying off the loan on that car right now. Like, it took me forever to go and get that loan. The thing about it is, I'm such a lazy person. I'm such a laid back person. Like, if I don't have an urgency, like if I don't feel that it's urgent for me to do it, like it's just necessary for me to do it right then I procrastinate, I put it off. And that's one of my biggest flaws, because in life, if you don't step up and do what you know you're supposed to be doing to live a better life, then you're going to be stuck. You're going to be complacent. You're going to get comfortable in the place that you're at. And if it's at a low place, if you're in a low place, then you're going to be stuck for who knows how long, until you figure out and understand that you have to make changes within your life if you want to live a better life, if you want to live a more positive life. You have to step up and take chances. You have to take a leap of faith. So with that being said, when I first got my job, I was only getting paid $8.50 an hour, and it's a part-time job. So those little $150 checks that I was getting every week, like, in my mind, I was supposed to be saving my money, you know what I'm saying? So I could get a car, saving my money up so I could do the things that I wanted to do, buy weed and whatever else that I wanted to do, right? Buy whatever I wanted to, because in my head then I was grown, because I was 18 and I had a job, I was making my own money, so I should be able to provide for myself. So that's not how it went at all. How it actually went is, like, a lot of the times I fucked my money off. I went and spent my money on frivolous things. A lot of the times, the money that I did have, that I did make, it was gone in a day or two. Because let's be honest, $150, like $100, that could be gone in a matter of minutes, in a matter of an hour. But if you know how to manage your money, then it could last you at least a week. But I was young, and I was doing frivolous things, buying frivolous things, buying liquor, buying weed, buying things that I know I didn't necessarily need. And a lot of times I didn't even have money to buy myself something to eat. I was still living with my mother at the time, so I knew that there would be food in the house. But on the off chance that there wasn't food in the house, I didn't even have money to buy myself something to eat sometimes. And I was riding to work with somebody else. I didn't have a car, so I didn't have to worry about gas, except for when I had to put gas in their car. Or, you know what I'm saying, give them gas money. And it just so happened that the person that was taking me to work, like, they used to always take me other places too, like wherever, not wherever I wanted to go, but sometimes wherever I wanted to go. So it's understandable that I would have to put gas in their car. But The point being is I had got comfortable for a while, for a long time after I got my job, that I didn't want to get a car. You know what I'm saying? Because you gotta keep up, keep the car up. Like you gotta keep up with the maintenance. You gotta keep up with putting gas in the car. You gotta keep up with getting oil changes, and you know what I'm saying? It just seemed like a hassle to me. And it's frustrating when you're living a life that you don't want to live, and you want to change or you want to make changes, but you're comfortable where you are. And when you think about making changes in your life, you think, it's such a hassle. Like it seems like it's so much that I just don't want to do it. So I finally came to an understanding after I got my first car that I needed to make changes in my life because I knew I didn't want to be where I was forever. I didn't want to be 30 still living in my mom's house. And I didn't want to be working at the same job for 10 plus years in the same position. So a lot of what making changes deals with is the people that you surround yourself with. You have to surround yourself with positive, uplifting people that are gonna make you think outside the box, people that are gonna challenge your beliefs, people that are gonna make you uncomfortable and make you want to move around. Because if you don't surround yourself with people that support you, they just enable you and they just make you feel like it's okay to be where you are, then of course you're going to be comfortable where you are. Of course you're going to be comfortable in a low state. Of course you're going to feel like, oh, I don't have to do it right now. It's not urgent because for whatever reason, because I'm still young, because I have people that are going to help me out when I need it the most, or whatever the case may be. So getting my own house when I was 19, I had to learn from my mistakes when I was 18. I had to learn that I couldn't be fucking my money off. I couldn't just be buying frivolous things because now I have bills to pay. Now I got to pay light, gas, and water bill. Now I got to pay rent. Now I got to keep food in the house. And now I have a car, so I have to keep gas in the car. I got to keep the car up. So up until now, I've been learning from my mistakes, which is part of what helped me begin my spiritual journey. I learned that nothing is going to come to you. You can have all the faith in the world in the Most High, that the Most High will provide for you. But the saying goes that God helps those who help themselves. The Most High helps those who help themselves. So you can't expect to be provided for on a spiritual level or a physical level if you're not trying to help yourself. And I took notice to that with the people that I was around, because I started to want more for myself. I started to want better for myself and for my family. And I started seeing the people that I was around for who they really were. I started to see that they really wasn't helping my situation. They wasn't trying to go anywhere in life. They wasn't trying to do anything with their life. They were comfortable where they were. And if you surround yourself with people that are comfortable where they are, just like you're comfortable where you are, then you're not going to go anywhere. You have to Surround yourself with people that are trying to do something in life, that are trying to go somewhere with life, somewhere that, like, people that are trying to move up in life, people that are trying to better themselves, people that challenge you to better yourself. And it's hard because when you're in such a low state, when you feel like you're at your lowest, when you feel like your back is against the wall, it's hard to motivate yourself. It's hard to be motivated to get out and fill out job applications, go job hunting, to go get a loan for a car, to go and apply for school, and to get up and go to school every day for 4 years and get a degree, get a master's, get a bachelor's. Like, it's hard. It's really hard. I know that firsthand. I know that for a fact because this is what I go through. This is what I went through. And weed helped me out a lot. Marijuana helped me out a lot because after I just stopped using it recreationally, just to have fun, just to feel like life was fun to me, or whatever the case was. Like, after I started smoking and it started making me think on a higher level, it started making me think that, man, I'm not comfortable with where I am. Not truly comfortable. I'm not happy with where I am. I'm not truly happy because I'm nowhere and I'm going nowhere fast, which is a stupid phrase to me because how can you go nowhere fast? But the point being is that it helped me to realize that I wanted more out of life. And to get more, I had to do more. So I started making changes. Mainly the people that I was around, the people that were enabling me, the people that were supporting my habits, the people that were supporting the way that I was living, my lifestyle, the people that were complacent and, excuse me, comfortable where they were. And after a while, it just got tiresome. After a while, it just got boring. Like, it got frustrating because I was trying to help uplift them. I was trying to help get them to understand that we're not doing anything with our lives. We're just buying weed, drinking, going out on the weekends, and working a dead end job, or working a dead end position at this job. Like, I loaded trucks. And I don't know, some people, they're fine with loading trucks. Like, it's cool, it's straight, but I couldn't see myself doing that. I started back in 2012. I couldn't see myself doing that 10 years from then. You know what I'm saying? Like, my biggest thing, I was going to say fear, but it wasn't a fear. But my biggest thing was that I didn't want to look back 10 years from 2012 and still be loading trucks, asking myself, where did the time go? Because time flies fast. I didn't want to be 30 years old still loading trucks. Don't get me wrong, the benefits are good. The benefits are free. The insurance and stuff, they free as long as you loading trucks, unloading trucks, as long as you're a part-time hourly employee. So that's why a lot of people get comfortable doing it. But a lot of those people also have second jobs. And they just there for the insurance. I never had a second job. I've never had a job outside of the job that I work now. So I had to make changes. I had to do something different. I needed more money because, like I said, I had bills to pay. I need to keep gas in the car. I need to keep the car up. I had to put food in my mouth and in the house. So I had to learn from my mistakes. I had to learn that I couldn't be going out every weekend, wasting gas. I couldn't be wasting my money on liquor and weed. Like, I couldn't just be sitting on my ass all day, which is what I do now, but I'll get to that later. But, like, I had to start getting motivated, and weed helped me motivate myself. I had to start motivating myself to do more, which is how I ended up becoming a supervisor, because it paid more money for one, and it wasn't loading trucks. It was something that I wasn't used to. It was something different for me. And I always wanted to be in a leadership position. Even when I was loading trucks, they saw that in me, that I was capable of being a leader, but I never took that step further to try and be a leader, mostly because I was comfortable, but also at the time I didn't have my own transportation. So it was like, I don't want y'all to depend on me, and I make excuses for why I'm not here on time or why I didn't come in to work, because that's what I did when I was an hourly employee. So I didn't want any reason to make an excuse for myself. And that's another thing that we do. We make excuses for ourselves. We can think of every excuse in the book as to why we can't get up and do something, why we can't get out and do something, or why we can't make changes in our lives to better ourselves. Oh, I just got so much on my plate right now. Oh, well, I don't have my own car. I don't have reliable transportation. Like, the avenues are out here. Like, if you don't have transportation, get you a bus car, ride the bus, ride the train. If you have trains in your city or in your town, like, there's no excuse. Walk if you have to. I used to walk to work because I got tired of riding with the person that I was riding work with, because they wasn't reliable transportation. So I used to walk to work. Yeah, it took everything in me to force myself, make myself get up and walk to work. But I did it because I knew it was necessary. I knew it was a necessity for me to go get my check, for me to get paid, for me to pay my bills. I did what I had to do. When I first started, I would never think about walking to work. If I ain't have a ride, I just didn't have a ride. I wasn't going to work that day. And that's a sad way of thinking. I mean, with me not caring for material things, like, I could care less about having a job. If I could, like, people don't understand on a spiritual level. Like, if I could, I would be a bum, and I would be completely dedicated to the Most High. Like, I'd be completely dedicated to making YouTube videos, motivational videos, spiritual videos, teaching spirituality to people that want to grow in spirit, that want to become closer to the Most High. Like, I would be a bum for real. Like, it's just the fact that in the world that we live in the society that we live in, everything revolves around money. And people look at you sideways. People look at you as if you're crazy if your motivation isn't to get money. People look at you crazy if you say that you could care less about money. People look at you crazy and say, well, you may feel like you don't need to work a job, but how are you going to pay your bills? Which is a pet peeve of mine. It really is, because I'm getting kind of off subject. I'm sorry. But the point being is that in the world that we live in, if you're not willing to make sacrifices within your own life, if you're not willing to cut people off that don't benefit you, that don't support you, that enable you, that are negative forces in your life, that bring negative energy to your life, then you're going to go nowhere in life. If you're frustrated with the life that you live, if you feel like you're never going to make it through the storm, if you're never going to make it out of that hole, if your back is going to always be against the wall, if it's going to always be you against the world, if you're not willing to make changes within yourself and within your life, then you're going to always be stuck and comfortable where you are. Sometimes you have to get out of your comfort zone. You have to think outside of the box. You have to do things that you wouldn't normally do. You have to think differently. And it's hard for a lot of people to think differently when they were brought up on certain beliefs. So that's all they know. And they feel like it works for them. So why change it? But they're still stuck. They're still in a negative place in their life. And they wonder why. So, as it pertains to the spirit, the more you make positive changes in your life, the more you make changes to daily routines, the more you make changes to your lifestyle, the more positive effect it has on your life. The more it uplifts your spirit, the more it energizes your spirit. A common saying is that if you keep trying the same thing over and over again and it doesn't work, then try something different. And if that doesn't work and you try it a few times, then try something else. Which a lot of us don't understand and a lot of us can't do. A lot of us don't make changes because of fear. We don't make changes out of fear. And I use that as an excuse. But as a loved one said to me, how can you fear something that you haven't even tried? How can you fear something? How can you fear failure if you haven't even tried? How can you fear that you're going to fail if you didn't even do it yet? Which in my mind, you can do that, but it's like a psych out. You're psyching yourself out because you haven't done it yet. You're thinking about something before you've done it. You're thinking about the outcome before you've done it. You're foreshadowing something before you've even had a chance to consider it. And instead of thinking of the negative outcome, you have to weigh the scales. You have to look at both sides of the picture. You can't just think of the negative consequences. You have to think of the positive side too. You more so you have to think of the positives than the negatives. Yeah, you have to consider the negatives, but more so you have to have faith that everything is going to work out in your favor, because the Most High helps those that help themselves, which is the whole point of this video. Because if you're not willing to help yourself, how can you ever feel like everything in your life is going to get taken care of by someone else? Now, you have those people that were born with silver spoons, gold spoons, diamond spoons in their mouth. Everything is just handed to them. But being a minority in a country that was built on segregation, that was built on slavery, that was built on downing the little man and the woman, you're not going to get anything handed to you. We like to talk about white privilege all the time, but we don't make avenues for ourselves. We try to ride everybody else's way. We try to ride in everybody else's lane when it's a one-lane street. You have to make streets of your own. You can't follow everybody else's path. You have to make your own path. Excuse me. You have to make your own path. You have to follow your own path. You have to follow your own dreams. Yeah, a lot of people have dreams in common, but just because it worked for somebody else doesn't mean it's going to work for you. Their approach can be totally different from yours, but y'all still have the same goal in common. But that doesn't necessarily mean that y'all going to the same destination. Somebody's dream in life might be to become a lawyer. Your dream is to practice law. Both of y'all become lawyers, but they're comfortable with being a lawyer. They love being a lawyer because that's what they want to do. But you might become a lawyer, and after a while, you get tired of it. And you might come to realize that your dream is actually to own a law firm. Own your own law firm. Not just work for one. And a lot of me not caring for material things has to do with the fact that I don't like working for other people. I don't like feeling like a slave. I don't like working. It's not even long hours. I just don't like feeling like I'm working for somebody else just to pay my bills, just to put money in their pockets. Because as long as you work for other people, there are always going to be people that are higher up than you. And as long as you're working for them, yeah, you're getting money, but you're basically putting money in their pockets because they're making more money than you. And I never understood that for the life of me. Why am I working for somebody else that pays me what they feel is right? What they feel like my time, my sweat, my blood, and my tears is worth. But yet they're getting paid more than me. And a lot of people say, "Oh, why you don't go to school?" Because I never saw a point in going to school. A lot of what you learn at universities, is common knowledge, like the books that you read, you can sometimes, most of the times, get them in the library. You can learn these things on your own. Some people do need people to teach them, but some people don't. Not everybody does need somebody to teach them. Some people have the capacity to teach themselves, the mental capacity. Some people have the knowledge and wherewithal and intelligence to teach themselves, not only themselves, but others. So I never saw the point in going to school because I always felt like that was just a way to see who's smarter than who, um, who follows instructions the best, uh, who's able to say I'm better than you because I got this and you're still working on it, or I graduated and now I have this high end job and you never went to school, so you're working a dead end job, or like it's a rat race. It's a way for certain people to put other people down. It's a way to make certain people feel better about themselves, because majority of the people that go to school don't have the money for school. They're mixed in with the people that go to school from rich families. So everything, they have all expenses paid for. And those people feel like they're better than the people that don't have money for school. They're on a grant or on a scholarship or whatever the case may be. And even if you make it your whole 4 years or 8 years through college, through a university, and you get a job after you graduate, more times than not, you're still gonna be in debt to that school. And I never saw the point in it. Not at all. You're still gonna be a slave to something. I feel like if you're gonna do something in life, you should do it for yourself and for your family, not to help put food on another family's table. If you get what I'm saying, if you understand me. Like, instead of working for a business, why not start your own business? Like, I'm sorry if I keep saying like a lot, but as you start to do more to change your life for the better, as you start to make positive changes in your life, you start to feel better about yourself. You start to motivate yourself more. You start to feel more motivated than you used to. You start to feel the change within yourself. You start to have more energy because you accomplished something and you didn't ask for a handout. You did it on your own. And that is one of the most accomplishing feelings in life. It's one of the most beautiful feelings in life to know that you did something on your own, to know that you worked from the bottom to the top. You put your blood, your sweat, and your tears into something without a hand, without a helping hand. Unless you just have those people that support you, that don't mind giving a helping hand. It's a wonderful feeling because excuse me, it's just, I'm saying all this, but I'm not living it. And it's crazy to me. Like, I hit a serious downfall after I stopped smoking weed last year. And that's where me saying all I do is sit around the house on my ass all day. That's where that comes from. I I backslid a lot. I backtracked a lot. I hit a complete 360 with my life, and I've gotten comfortable with where I am now. I'm better off than I was 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm better off than I was years ago. But still, I feel like I'm nowhere. I feel like if you, well, to in my eyes, looking back from the time I turned 18 up until now, I really haven't went anywhere. I really haven't moved that far. I'm not that far from the starting line. And it's hard for me working a job I don't want to be at when I feel like I want to own my own company. I want to do things for myself. I don't want to do things for others. I don't want to work for others. It's hard feeling like I'm never going to make it out of where I am because I don't care for money, but I need money to catch up on my bills, to get my debts paid off. But I'm so comfortable where I am, like, that my fear is I'm not going to want to make changes anymore. I feel like I don't have that much fight left in me. I don't have the same motivation that I used to. I'm tired of fighting for a better life. Yeah, it's an accomplished feeling. It's a good feeling, but at some point you get tired. And it's always going to be you take one step forward and 2 steps back. But you're going to get knocked down, but you have to get back up. Like you still have to continue to move forward in life as long as you live. So please, if you don't take anything from this video, take away that you have to learn from your mistakes. You have to have faith that everything is going to work out for you and for the better in the end. You have to know that the Most High is going to guide you and it's going to help you as long as you have the will to help yourself. If you don't have the will, if you don't have the motivation, if you don't have the if you don't have, I don't know what I was trying to say. I can't think of it right now. But yeah, if you don't have the will or the motivation to help yourself, don't expect to get help from others, especially the Most High. Don't expect to have anything handed to you in life. Don't throw yourself pity parties and then get mad when nobody pities you, or don't try to play the sympathy role and then get mad when nobody sympathizes. It's chess, but it's not a con game. You can't con people into doing things for you. You can't con people into living your life for you. You have to live your own life. And you have to have the common sense to know that if you don't do it, it won't get done. So that's all I have for this video. I'm sorry it ran long. I'm sorry if I rambled and got off subject, but I hope that this message touches somebody. This message gets to the right ears. I hope that this message resonates with the right people. And I hope that somebody gains an understanding of the message that I was trying to convey. And hopefully it won't be long before I make another video. And I thank you all for tuning in.